Now, today we will talk about linkage and recombination. ठीक है. So all this thing, linkage and recombination, were observed by Morgan, and he did a dihybrid cross in Drosophila because linkage जो है वो dihybrid cross से ही समझ आएगा. ठीक है, because it is the exception of law of independent assortment, and independent assortment is about dihybrid cross. The crosses were similar to dihybrid crosses carried out by Mendel in peace. जैसे मेंडल ने किया था वैसे ही इसने मॉर्गन ने भी किया. ठीक है. So for example, Morgan hybridized yellow-bodied, white-eyed females to brown-bodied, red-eyed males. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर येलो एंड ब्राउन दो कलर हो गए और बॉडी के, और वाइट और रेड कलर हो गए आइस के. एंड देयर F1 प्रोजेनी, फिर F1 प्रोजेनी को सेल्फ क्रॉस किया. So he observed that the two genes did not segregate independently of each other, and ratio was deviated very significantly from 9:3:3:1. Okay, जो कि नॉर्मली रेशो होता है अगर दो जीन इंडिपेंडेंट है. सो क्वेश्चन ऐसे भी बन सकता है, व्हेन टू जीन्स आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू बिहेव इंडिपेंडेंटली, व्हाट वुड बी द रेशो इन देयर F2 जनरेशन. ओके, अब यहाँ पे ना कहीं इंडिपेंडेंट है, ना मतलब ना कहीं असॉर्टमेंट है, ना कोई लॉ है, कुछ नहीं है. सिर्फ ऐसे बोलते हैं कि दो जीन इंडिपेंडेंट बिहेव करते हैं, तो रेशो क्या होना चाहिए F2 में. सो दैट शुड बी 9:3:3:1. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव. Morgan and his group knew that the genes were located on X chromosome. ठीक है, ये उन्हें पता था कि टाइपिंग करके और इस तरह से उन्होंने फाइंड आउट किया था कि X क्रोमोसोम पर होते हैं. And saw quickly that when the two genes in a dihybrid cross were situated on the same chromosome, the proportion of dihybrid cross were situated of the parental gene combination were much higher than the non-parental type. ठीक है, तो पेरेंटल टाइप क्या हो गए, येलो बॉडीड एंड व्हाइट आइड, ये एक पेरेंट टाइप है. एंड ब्राउन बॉडीड एंड रेड आइड, ये एक पेरेंट टाइप है. ठीक है, तो उन्होंने क्या देखा कि जब जो जीन है एक ही क्रोमोसोम पे होते हैं तो इस तरह के जो पेरेंट टाइप है वो बहुत ज्यादा देखने को मिलते हैं. ठीक है, उनका रेशियो काफी ज्यादा होता है. So Morgan attributed this due to the physical association or linkage of the two genes and coined the term linkage to describe this physical association of genes on a chromosome, and the term recombination to describe the generation of non-parental genes, gene recombination. तो अगर हम इसको ऐसे देखें कि येलो बॉडीड और उसके साथ में रेड आई आ रहे हैं. ठीक है, येलो विथ रेड आई, तो दिख रहा है ना स्क्रीन पे सब कुछ.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
येलो विथ रेड. ऐसा अगर ये कॉम्बिनेशन बनता है तो इसको हम रिकॉम्बिनेंट कहेंगे. वैसे ही अगर ब्राउन बॉडी विथ वाइट आई आता है, अगर ब्राउन ब्राउन विथ वाइट, इसको हम कहेंगे रिकॉम्बिनेंट, क्योंकि इट इज दे आर नॉट लाइक पेरेंट टाइप. ठीक है, तो इनके बनना, इनका जब जो बनता है ये कॉम्बिनेशन, इसको उन्होंने मॉर्गन ने क्या कहा, रिकॉम्बिनेशन. ठीक है, टू डिस्क्राइब द जनरेशन ऑफ नॉन पेरेंटल जीन कॉम्बिनेशन. ये नॉन पेरेंटल जीन कॉम्बिनेशन है. ठीक है दोनों. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Morgan and his group also found that even when genes were grouped on the same chromosome, some genes were very tightly linked, while others were loosely linked. So it is because of the formation of uh, recombinants. Okay, low per number of recombinants means they are tightly linked, and high number means they are लूजली लिंक्ड. ठीक है, तो ये भी एक याद रखने वाली चीज है कि अगर टाइटली लिंक्ड होगा तो क्या दिखेगा, दे विल शो लो रिकॉम्बिनेशन, while if it is loosely linked it will show high recombination. Okay. For example, he found that the genes white and yellow were very tightly linked. White and yellow are very tightly linked. ठीक है, तो येलो बॉडी और व्हाइट आइड फीमेल है, तो सी हियर मेल एंड फीमेल इससे मतलब नहीं है यहाँ पे, अभी सिर्फ ये देखो कि कौन से वाले जीन है, अभी एक चीज को समझो. सो येलो एंड रेड विल बी वेरी रेयर, क्योंकि क्या होगा, येलो और जो व्हाइट है, येलो बॉडी बनाने के लिए और व्हाइट आई देने के लिए जो जीन्स है वो बहुत पास पास है. सो व्हाट दे फाउंड इज दैट दे आर टाइटली लिंक्ड and showed only 1.3 recombination percent of recombination, while white and miniature wing showed 37.2% recombination. अब यहाँ पे एक और कैरेक्टर आ गया, विंग का साइज. ठीक है, अभी तक क्या था, बॉडी का कलर, आइस का कलर, और तीसरी चीज है विंग का साइज. सो मिनिएचर विंग और व्हाइट आइज, ठीक है, इनके बीच में 37.2% रिकॉम्बिनेशन था. तो इसको ऐसे भी समझ सकते हैं हम लोग कि सपोज ये क्रोमोसोम है, सपोज ये क्रोमोसोम है, ठीक है, और इसके सेंटर में, ठीक है, so this is a chromosome and we have the gene for this yellow body and white eye. ठीक है, तो ये येलो वाला यहाँ होगा एकदम पास में, ठीक है, येलो, एंड उसके जस्ट पास में हो जाएगा व्हाइट वाला. ठीक है, तो इसको थोड़ा ऊपर कर देते हैं, और जस्ट व्हाइट वाला इसके पास में ही होगा. ठीक है, तो ये व्हाइट वाला, ये दोनों पास पास में है काफी. ठीक है, और वहीं पे मिनिएचर विंग अगर बात करें हम, तो मैं एम लिख देता हूँ सिंपली, तो ये थोड़ा दूर है इनसे. ठीक है, अब देखो, अब यहाँ पे जो डिस्टेंस है ये इन दोनों के बीच में काफी कम है, इसलिए ये 1.3% आया, और इसके बीच में काफी ज्यादा दूरी है, व्हाइट आई और मिनिएचर विंग के बीच में काफी ज्यादा दूरी है जीन के बीच में, इसलिए रिकॉम्बिनेशन का परसेंट 37.2 आया. ठीक है, 37.2 मतलब ये कि अगर आप 1000 ले रहे हो, तो उसमें आपको 372 जो है वो व्हाइट एंड मिनिएचर विंग मिलेंगे, बाकी जो है पेरेंट टाइप मिलेंगे 700 के आसपास. ठीक है, 638. सो हिज स्टूडेंट अल्फ्रेड स्टुअर्ट, ये क्वेश्चन ये पॉइंट याद रखना है, इस पे क्वेश्चन आया है कि स्टुअर्ट was the person who used the frequency of recombination between gene pairs on the same chromosome as the measure of distance between two genes and mapped their position on the chromosome based on the percentage of recombinant. उसने क्या बोला कि अगर YW का जो फ्रीक्वेंसी है 1.3 आ रही है, मतलब वो पास पास है, WM के बीच में फ्रीक्वेंसी 37.2 आ रही है, मतलब वो दूर दूर है. वैसे ही आप Y और M के बीच में फ्रीक्वेंसी निकालेंगे तो दैट विल बी more than 37.2, means you can add simply 37.2 plus 1.3, so it will be 38. You can simply add the recombination of two known uh, pairs of genes, and you can find the recombination frequency of the third pair. Okay, like WM we know and YW we know, so you can find out the frequency between Y and M also just by adding them. Okay, so ये नाम आपको याद रखना है, अल्फ्रेड स्टुअर्ट. He was a student of T.H. Morgan, working under T.H. Morgan, but he used the frequency of recombination between the gene pairs on the same chromosome to measure the distance between the genes. ठीक है, the frequency of recombination and the distance between genes are directly proportional. Okay, today genetic maps are extensively used as a starting point in the sequencing of whole genome, as was done in the case of human genome sequencing project, which will be described in the next chapter. So we will talk it about it when we will talk about the sequencing. So here you can see that the same diagram of the chromosome which I draw here, WIM, is present here. Okay, WIM. So in the first cross, where we are talking about yellow, white, and brown and red body, you can see that WY are very closely present on the chromosome, and that's why we get parental type 98.7% and recombinant type 1.3% here. In the same way, here white and miniature ring are present on the same chromosome but very far apart from each other. So that's why we get parental type 62.8 and recombinant point type 37.2. Okay, so this is showing that the distance between the two genes is responsible for getting variation. Okay, so if they are closely linked, we will get less variants. If they are far apart from each other enough, so we will get variations or recombinant type. Okay, चलें अब बात कर लेते हैं सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन की. So we have already discussed a lot about sex determination, and let's talk about it here also. So the mechanism of sex determination can be traced back to some of the experiments carried out in insects. In fact, the cytological observation made in number of insects led to the development of the concept of genetic chromosomal basis of sex determination. मतलब ये है कि जो सेक्स होता है किसी भी इंडिविजुअल का वो क्रोमोसोम या जीन्स पर ही डिपेंड करता है. यहाँ तक ये लिखा गया है. Now, whenever there is a term or there is a name of a scientist, you should always remember that. Okay. So there is a person Henking could trace a specific nuclear structure all through spermatogenesis in a few insects. ठीक है, तो इसमें कुछ स्पेसिफिक न्यूक्लियर स्ट्रक्चर थे. स्पर्मेटोजेनेसिस जो होता है पढ़ चुके हैं उसके बारे में, उसमें उन्होंने स्टडी किया. And it was also observed by him that 50% of the sperm received this structure after spermatogenesis, while 50% did not receive this. So that is X chromosome actually. So Henking gave a name to this structure as X body. X means unknown, but he could not explain its significance. Further investigation by other scientists led to the conclusion that X body of Henking was in fact a chromosome, and that is why it is given the name X chromosome. ठीक है, X body उसने नाम दिया था Henking ने, बाद में उसको X chromosome कर दिया गया. So it was also observed that in a large number of insects, the mechanism of sex determination is of XO type. That is, all eggs bear an additional X chromosome besides the other chromosomes. ठीक है, जो भी eggs होते हैं उनमें एक extra X chromosome होता है. On the other hand, extra chromosome, which is X chromosome. On the other hand, some of the sperms bear the X chromosome, whereas some do not. So eggs fertilized by sperm having an X chromosome become female, and the fertilized without any X chromosome becomes male. Okay, so this is X chromosome is considered as sex chromosome, and others are considered as autosomes. Now there are some examples are given. So there is example of grasshopper. So you have to remember this name. That in grasshopper, which type of sex determination mechanism is found? So here it is exotype, whereas females have X chromosome and males are having only one X chromosome. Okay, and there is a pair of X. So grasshopper जो है वो insect है although, but इसमें क्या होता है, X का एक ही है, मेल में X एक ही है और Y में फीमेल में X दो है. These observations led to the investigation of number of other species to understand the mechanism of sex determination in them. A number of other insects and mammals, including man, XY type of sex determination is found. We know that in humans, XY type is found. Among the males, X chromosome is present, but its counterpart is distinctly smaller and called as Y chromosome. In females, the pair of X chromosome is present, and hence male have autosomes plus XY, while females have XX. Okay. In human beings and in Drosophila, the males have one X and one Y chromosome, whereas females have a pair of X chromosomes. So Drosophila में भी XY होता है, ठीक है? And we have discussed about the ratio of autosomes and allosomes in Drosophila. In the above description, you have studied about two types of sex determination में XO and XY type. ठीक है, so जहाँ पे भी XY होता है उसको हम कहते हैं male heterogamity, because male can give rise to two different type of gametes, X bearing and Y bearing. In some other organisms, example birds, a different mechanism of sex determination is observed. In this case, the total number of chromosome is same in both male and female, but two different type of gametes in terms of sex chromosome are produced by females. So in this birds uh, type, ZWZ, type, females are heterogametic. Female produce Z and W, and males produce only Z type. Okay, males have only Z chromosome, pair of Z chromosome, and females have ZW type. Okay, so you have to remember these things, that in humans XY type, in Drosophila it is XXXY type, and in birds it is ZZZW type. But यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा उल्टा है. Males are uh, homogametic, they give only Z type, and females are ZW. So in birds, uh, they the females is responsible for the sex of the offspring. Okay, in humans, there is again discussion on human about XY type. So 50% X are there, 50% Y are there, and whenever there is a Y chromosome, that will be female, that will be male, and other is female. ठीक है, यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन भी पूछा गया है, इज द स्पर्म और एग रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द सेक्स ऑफ चिक्स? सो द in this case, egg is responsible for the sex of the chickens. ठीक है, next है mutation. So mutation is a phenomena which results in alteration of DNA sequence, and consequently it may result in change in the genotype and consequently phenotype of an organism. In addition to recombination, mutation is another phenomena that leads to variation in DNA and thereby variation in the species. Okay. As you will learn this thing in the next chapter, that DNA is a helix and running continuously from one end to the other in each chromatid or chromatin in a highly supercoiled form. Therefore, loss means deletion, or gain means insertion or duplication of a segment of DNA result in alteration in chromosomes. Since genes are known to be located on chromosome, alteration in chromosome result in abnormalities or aberrations. इसको हम कहते हैं chromosomal aberrations, which are observed commonly in cancerous cells, because cancer is the disease of mutations, or we can say mutation in a wrong place. Okay. So in addition to the above, mutation also arises due to change in single base pair, which is called as point mutation. ये हमने बात किया था कि chromosomal mutation होते हैं और genetic mutation होते हैं. ठीक है. So a classic example of such mutation is sickle cell anemia, which is deletion and insertion of the base pair of DNA causes frame shift mutation. तो ये हम देखेंगे. सिकल सेल एनीमिया का एग्जांपल हम देखेंगे. Mechanism of mutation is beyond the scope of this discussion, क्योंकि यहाँ पे अभी हम उसको डिस्कस नहीं कर रहे हैं. However, there are many chemical and physical factors that induce mutation. इनको mutagen कहते हैं. UV radiation can cause mutation in organism. It is a mutagen. तो यहाँ जो भी लिखा हुआ है ना वो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि यहाँ पर क्या क्या लिखा हुआ है। सो इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन बन सकता है। ठीक है, तो यूवी रे जो है, यूवी रेडिएशन जो है वो एक म्यूटेजन है। चलिए अब बात कर लेते हैं जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर की, और उसमें पहला है पेडिग्री एनालिसिस। पेडिग्री एनालिसिस क्या होता है कि किसी भी ट्रेट को जब हम एक फैमिली में डिस्कस करते हैं, फैमिली मतलब जनरेशन बाय जनरेशन, जब हम उसको इन्वेस्टिगेट करते हैं, ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, ठीक है, उसको हम कहते हैं पेडिग्री एनालिसिस। ठीक है, तो यहाँ लिखा हुआ है एनालिसिस ऑफ ट्रेट्स इन अ सेवरल ऑफ जनरेशंस ऑफ अ फैमिली is called as pedigree analysis. In this, inheritance of a particular trait is represented in the family tree over generations. If it is seen in many generations, then it is studied, okay, to understand the inheritance pattern of that particular gene. Okay. Okay. Yes. So this is pedigree analysis, and you can see here there is, these are the symbols for which are used in a pedigree analysis, which we have discussed, that square is male, circle is female, this turned tilted square is sex, and which is unspecified sex, and if they are filled with some color or black, they are affected individuals. A single line between male and female shows mating, two lines shows mating between relatives, and then this root is there from which two branches are coming out, which is children of that pair, and children affected, and five unaffected offspring altogether with unspecified sex. So these are some symbols which are used. And okay, so from pedigree analysis we can find out some disorders, and they can be chromosomal disorder or they can be genetic disorder. So here some of them are discussed, so let's look at them. So मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर्स एंड जो जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर हैं उनको दो कैटेगरी में डिवाइड किया गया है, मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर एंड क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर। मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर्स आर मेनली डिटरमाइंड बाय अल्टरेशन और म्यूटेशन इन द सिंगल जीन। किसी एक सिंगल जीन में जो म्यूटेशन होता है या कुछ अल्टरेशन होता है तो उसको हम कहेंगे मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर है। ठीक है, these disorders are transmitted to the offspring in the same line as we have studied in the principle of inheritance। क्योंकि ये जैसे मेंडल के जो लॉज हैं इनहेरिटेंस के, उसको फॉलो करते हैं। ठीक है, इसीलिए इन्हें मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर कहा गया है, बिकॉज दे फॉलो द मेंडेलियन लॉज ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस। Okay, so the pattern of inheritance of such Mendelian disorder can be traced in the family by pedigree analysis. ठीक है, and most common and prevalent Mendelian disorders are hemophilia, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, color blindness, phenylketonuria, thalassemia, and many more. So it is important to mention here that such Mendelian disorder may be dominant or recessive। ये हमने बात की थी कि इसको हम dominant या recessive भी डिवाइड कर सकते हैं उस कैटेगरी में भी। So by pedigree analysis, one can easily understand whether the trait in question is dominant or recessive. If it is seeing in every generation, we call it dominant. If it is skipping a generation, we are calling it recessive. Similarly, the trait may also be linked to sex chromosome, as in case of hemophilia, X-linked होता है. It is evident that X-linked recessive trait shows transmission from carrier female to male progeny. Okay.
Sir,
अब दिख रही है?
yes, sir.
ठीक है. So what I was saying is, okay, so they can be X-linked also if the gene in question is present on X chromosome. So here you see X-linked recessive trait, ये ध्यान रखना, X-linked recessive trait जो होता है वो कैरियर फीमेल से मेल प्रोजेनी को जाता है। ठीक है, कैरियर फीमेल टू male progeny. Then representative pedigree are shown here for dominant and recessive. So here it is autosomal dominant trait, which is माइटोनिक डिस्ट्रॉफी या इसको मस्कुलर डिस्ट्रॉफी भी कहते हैं. ठीक है, मसल्स का जो शेप होता है वो बिगड़ जाता है इसमें, मस्कुलर डिस्ट्रॉफी भी कहते हैं इसको. So here you can see this female is affected and she is marrying a normal male, unaffected male, and you see here one male is affected and one female is affected. Okay, there are unaffected individuals. This male is unaffected and this female is also unaffected. So here you can see that if this individual is marrying a healthy woman, this man, they will have healthy individuals. But if this unaffected female is marrying an unaffected male, there will be chances of getting affected offspring in the next generation. Okay, so here you can see that this is present in every generation. Okay, in this generation, in this generation, and in this generation. Okay, so these three individuals and these three individuals are in the same generation. Same way here you see here that both parents are unaffected, they are not showing any disease, but their individuals are affected. It means it is a recessive trait. Okay, and here also these two individuals are unaffected, but in the next generation you see affected individual. So that is these two are carriers. Okay, these are carriers, that's why this recessive trait is seen. So here you can see that skipping a generation, it is not seen in here but seen in here, not seen in these two but seen in here. So this is recessive is usually skips the uh, generations. So let's discuss about the given disorders. So hemophilia is the first one, which is sex-linked recessive disorder. X-linked recessive disorder, which shows its transmission from unaffected carrier female. एक वर्ड ये भी ध्यान रखना है आपको, अनअफेक्टेड कैरियर का मतलब होता है कि एक क्रोमोसोम उसका जो है अफेक्टेड है बट शी इज नॉट शोइंग एनी सिम्टम, उसको हम कहते हैं अनअफेक्टेड कैरियर. ओके, वन अलील is working normally, one is not. So that's why that individual is not showing any symptom, but she can transmit the affected chromosome in the next generation. So unaffected but carrier to some of the male progeny. ये हमने जो पुनेट स्क्वायर बना के देखा था कि 50% जो है मेल्स वो अफेक्ट होंगे every time. ठीक है. In this disease, single protein that is a part of the cascade of proteins involved in blood clotting is affected. Due to this, in any affected individual, a simple cut will result in a non-stop bleeding. This the heterozygous female, which is carrier for hemophilia, may transmit the disease to sons. May transmit लिखा है, मतलब ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि करेगा ही करेगा. She may. The possibility of a female becoming a hemophilic is extremely rare, because mother of such female has to be at least carrier and father should be hemophilic, which is unviable in the later stage of life. ये क्वेश्चन मैंने पूछा था आपसे कि फीमेल्स क्यों नहीं अफेक्टेड होते हैं. So it is a extremely rare case where female should be carrier and male should be hemophilic. मेल हेमोफिलिक जब होते हैं तो वो अपनी जो लेटर स्टेज ऑफ लाइफ है, जो अपने रिप्रोडक्टिव फेज में आते हैं, तब तक जिंदा ही नहीं रहेंगे, तो दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू transfer it. Okay, the female pedigree of Queen Victoria shows the number of hemophilic descendants, as she was the carrier of the disease. Because she was the carrier, she has transmitted this affected chromosome in the next generation. And next is sickle cell anemia. So where you can see that the shape of RBC is changed from this disc-like to this sickle-like. Okay, elongated shape हो जाता है ऐसा. So this is an autosomal linked disorder and it is recessive. ये autosomal recessive disorder है, ठीक है. That can be transmitted from parent to the offspring when both parents are carrier of the gene or heterozygous. तो HbA HbS कंडीशन अगर होगी तो इसे हम heterozygous कहेंगे, और HbS टाइप हो जाएगा तो हम उसे कहेंगे this homozygous for HbS and it will show the uh, symptoms of sickle cell. ठीक है. So thus the defect is caused by substitution of glutamic acid by valine. So you can see here that GAG is there, which is forming GAG, and which is giving rise to glutamic acid here. Okay, responsible for glutamic acid at the sixth position in the beta chain. Here you see A is mutated with T. यहाँ point mutation हुआ है और A is converted into T. So A is a purine and T is a pyrimidine. So this is transversion. Okay. Uh, So A is converted into T, and this T, when mRNA is formed, it is read as U. Okay, so GUG is there, and this GUG is responsible for addition of valine at sixth position. So you see glutamic acid से valine बन गया. Glutamic acid is negatively charged and valine is valine is having no charge. It is unpolar, uncharged amino acid. So it is negatively charged. So because of this negative charge, this keeps the beta globin chain in a globular structure. And because this glutamic acid is not there and valine is there, this charge is not present. Negative charge is not present. So the change in the beta chain structure is changed. Okay. So here it is written about the discussion. हेलो, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So the mutant hemoglobin molecule undergoes polymerization under low oxygen tension, causing the change in shape of RBC from biconcave disc to elongated sickle-like structure. ठीक है. इसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि ये जो है चेंज हो जाता है शेप बिकॉज ऑफ द पोलीमराइजेशन. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट डिजीज है फिनाइल कीटोनूरिया, व्हिच इज दिस it is inborn error of metabolism. is also inherited as the autosomal recessive trait है ये भी. ठीक है. This in this case the affected individual lacks an enzyme which converts phenylalanine to tyrosine. As a result, phenylalanine is accumulated and converted into phenyl pyruvic acid and other derivatives. The accumulation of this in the brain results in mental retardation. These are also excreted through the urine because of its poor absorption in kidney, and that's why in urine we find phenylalanine amino acid. That's why it is called as phenylketonuria or phenylpyruvic acid.
Yes, sir.
आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
Yes, sir.
तो ये क्लियर है अभी?
Yes, sir.
हम्म, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. चलो, तो क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर जो है वो अभी हमने देखे मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर. अब हम बात कर लेते हैं क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स के बारे में. So the chromosomal disorder, on the other hand, are caused due to the absence or excess or abnormal arrangement of one or more chromosomes. So we know that there are 23 pairs or 46 chromosomes in humans, but there are cases where we have seen either extra chromosome or there is lack of one chromosome, and it is because of this chromosomal disorder is because of error in segregation of chromosomes during meiosis. Okay, so this is called as aneuploidy when there is a increase or decrease, a gain or loss of one chromosome or two chromosomes. For example, Down syndrome results in the gain of extra chromosome of 21. Turner syndrome is results due to loss of X chromosome. In human females, failure of cytokinesis after telophase stage of cell division result in an increase in a whole set of chromosomes in an organism. So that is called as euploidy. This is aneuploidy, and this is called as euploidy when the whole set is increased. Okay, when one cell will not get any chromosome, any set. ठीक है. So this phenomena is known as polyploidy or euploidy. This condition is often seen in plants. Plants में polyploidy देखने को मिलती है. The total number of X chromosomes in a normal human are 46. Out of these, 22 are autosomes and other pair is the sex chromosomes. Sometimes, though rarely, either an additional copy of chromosome may be included in an individual, or an individual may lack one of the any pair of chromosomes. So these situations are known as trisomy or monosomy. अगर एक्स्ट्रा होगा तो ट्राइसोमी कहेंगे, अगर कम होगा तो मोनोसोमी कहेंगे. Such a situation leads to very serious consequences in the individuals, और इसके ये example है यहाँ पर. So Down syndrome is the trisomy of chromosome 21, and the affected individual is short-statured with a small round head, furrowed tongue, partially open mouth, palm is broad with characteristic palm crease. Physical, psychomotor and mental developmental is retarded. ये यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि ये जो बच्चा है इसको डाउन सिंड्रोम है, तो आप इसके जो फीचर्स हैं उनमें क्या क्या चेंजेस आते हैं. ठीक है. एंड देन देयर इज क्लेनफेल्टर सिंड्रोम. So this genetic disorder is also caused due to the presence of an additional copy of X chromosome, resulting into a karyotype 47, which is XXY. Such an individual has overall masculine development, however the feminine development is also expressed. ठीक है. ये जो इंडिविजुअल है यहाँ पे आपको दिख रहा है इस फिगर में, ये इंडिविजुअल इज अफेक्टेड बाय क्लेनफेल्टर सिंड्रोम. Okay, so you can see the masculine development, whereas there is a development of breast also, which is called as gynecomastia. ठीक, ये आपको याद रखना है टर्म. gynecomastia is observed in the Klinefelter syndrome. The other one is Turner syndrome. Such a disorder is caused due to the absence of one of the X chromosome, that is 45 plus XO. So एक X रहेगा, एक X नहीं रहेगा, तो ये फीमेल्स को ही अफेक्ट करेगा ये भी. Such females are sterile as ovaries are rudimentary besides other features including lack of other secondary sexual characters. So here this individual is affected by uh, Turner's syndrome, and she is like you can see short stature is there and underdeveloped feminine characters are present. So this is Turner syndrome, and in this way we have discussed the whole of the chapter.